Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? Good afternoon. The devotional this afternoon will be led by Dr. Jayalavet Anderson Duani of St. Michael's College in Colchester.
When I worked for Bob Moses in Jackson, Mississippi in the late 1990s, it was the first time I heard the song, "This may be the last time. This may be the last time. This may be the last time. This may be the last time. I don't know. What shall I say to my daughter who is Black and Bete and bi and blessed and beautiful and brilliant, who belongs to a long line of people on her mama's side who carry the blood and history of Africans of Guinea land and the Scottish and the Irish, who lived through the Revolutionary War up to and through slavery in this land of the free, this home of the enslaved, who survived Jim Crow segregation all the way up to 1964 when my sister was born, and 1968 when I was born, 4 months after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was killed on that balcony in Tennessee, who navigated segregated Caddo Parish, Louisiana with dignity and enough common sense and book learning to migrate from tenant farming in Keithville to chair factories and cotton fields in Shreveport, to the halls of Louisiana Tech University, then Grambling State University, all the way to Purdue University in Indiana, so that her mama is now Dr. Jayalavet Anderson Duani. That chubby little Black girl with kinky red hair running barefoot on Ledbetter Street now has a PhD. The Yoruba say the word Modupwe. It means I give thanks. Or do I tell my daughter of her daddy's side, the Bete people of Ivory Coast, West Africa, with names like Gopu and Tape, to the chosen name of Duani? The story of Awajan and her walk from Ganawa, or was it Dalawa, all the way to Abidjan, where she gave birth to Betty Tape and Claude Tape, and Betty gave birth to Modeste, Naja's papa. And because his grandmother danced in front of presidents, he took her gift of dance and traveled the world, ending up in Indiana where our daughter would be born. How do I say to our daughter that being born in America isn't enough? Each breath, a thought. Each thought, a prayer to the God we know and the gods unknown. How do we explain the horrors of yesterday to help prepare them for the horrors yet to come? Good and bad, right and wrong, help and harm. Dance. They dance. They dance and dance and dance to a song of screams until someone stops the record from spinning and writes a new tune. It is you. It is all of you who must write the legislation that lifts us to the notion of the common good, the public good. It is you who must make sure that my beautiful brown Bete, bi, brilliant daughter is not devalued and viewed only as that other B word that I will not say in polite company. This is not just about my daughter, Naja, my stepdaughter, Serenity Awa, my stepsons, Jalen, Jolo, and Jean-Yves. This is about your daughters and your sons, who must learn and relearn the lessons of the past to ensure democracy continues into the future. This is about us. This is about them. This is about you. This is about me. This is about we, the people, in order to form a more perfect union, to establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense, to promote the general welfare, and to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, did ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States of America. This may be the last time. This may be the last time. This may be the last time. Help me out. It may be the last time. I don't know. This may be the last time you see me singing. It may be the last time. I don't know. This may be the last time you hear me praying. It may be the last time. I don't know. This may be the last time. This may be the last time. This may be the last time. It may be the last time. I don't know. Thank you.
Members, we have 9 bills for introduction today. House Bill 53 is an act relating to counteracting federal discriminatory mandates introduced by Representative Hedrick of Burlington and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H53, an act relating to counteracting federal discriminatory mandates.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Education. House Bill 54 is an act relating to cell phone-free schools introduced by Representative Arsenal of Williston and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H54, an act relating to cell phone-free schools.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Education. House Bill 55 is an act relating to coverage for fertility treatment and gender-affirming healthcare services introduced by Representative Hedrick of Burlington and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H55, an act relating to coverage for fertility treatment and gender-affirming healthcare services.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Healthcare. House Bill 56 is an act relating to establishing an essential medication stockpile for reproductive and gender-affirming care, introduced by Representative Hedrick of Burlington and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H56, an act relating to establishing an essential medication stockpile for reproductive and gender-affirming care.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Healthcare. House Bill 57 is an act relating to survivor benefits for law enforcement officers introduced by Representative Higley of Lowell and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H57, an act relating to survivor benefits for law enforcement officers.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on General and Housing. House Bill 58 is an act relating to Medicaid coverage for play therapy introduced by Representative Dobrovich of Williamstown and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H58, an act relating to Medicaid coverage for play therapy.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Human Services. House Bill 59 is an act relating to approval of amendments to the Charter of the City of Burlington, introduced by Representative Hooper of Burlington. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H59, an act relating to approval of amendments to the Charter of the City of Burlington.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs. Next is House Bill 60, which is an act relating to prohibiting discrimination based on immunization status, introduced by Representative Higley of Lowell and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H 60, an act relating to prohibiting discrimination based on immunization status.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on General and Housing. Finally, House Bill 61 is an act relating to bodily autonomy and healthcare decision-making, introduced by Representative Higley of Lowell and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H 61, an act relating to bodily autonomy and healthcare decision-making.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Healthcare. Members, we have a joint Senate resolution to take up at this time. JRS 8 is a joint resolution relating to weekend adjournment on January 24th, 2025. It was offered by Senator Baruth and was read and adopted on the part of the Senate. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that when the two houses adjourn on Friday, January 24th, 2025, it be to meet again no later than Tuesday, January 28th, 2025.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution, and the question is, shall the House adopt the resolution in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and the resolution is adopted in concurrence. Are there any announcements? Member from Essex.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I first had the pleasure of hearing Dr. Anderson Duoning's spoken word poetry at the annual Black Experience event at the Flynn during Black History Month last year. I immediately wrote down her name, looked her up, and found out, to my delight, that she is a faculty member at St. Michael's College, which is practically in my backyard. I've had the fortune to get to know her in the last few months and have learned that she's a native of Shreveport, Louisiana, and she lived in Mississippi and Indiana before relocating to Vermont in 2021. In addition to her work at St. Michael's College, Dr. Jolivet is a poet, performer, and a member of the Vermont African Diaspora Artist Network. We are so fortunate to have her in our beautiful state as she brings the narrative of her migration experiences as an example for others who may find inspiration for developing and sharing their own stories through their Vermont eyes. Please help me welcome my friend, Dr. Jolivet, to the People's House.
Will the guest of the member from Essex please rise and be recognized? Member from West Rutland.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just real quick, I found an earring on the stairs by the Legislative Lounge this morning. It's about a half, 3/4 inch square and turquoise in color.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Dover.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have a resolution here recognizing February 2025 as School Board Recognition Month. I will be leaving it here on my desk in the chamber, 127 for folks to sign on. Thanks.
Member from Burlington.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to remind members that we're having the first meeting of the Universal Healthcare Caucus tonight. It's going to be an all remote planning meeting from 5:15 to 6 p.m. I'll send the entire body the Zoom link in a BCC email. So just delete it if you're not interested, but this way everyone has it and it's accessible. And we're going to use the meeting tonight to plan bigger public engagement meetings in February, March, and April. Thank you.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Essex.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I know it's very unusual for a member to get up with 2 announcements, so bear with me. I did want to take a moment to acknowledge a very special day for my incredible district mate, the junior member in every sense of the word from Essex. She's one of a kind and has more energy than anyone I know. She is an unstoppable force of nature who brings her boundless enthusiasm to everything she does. Her compassion knows no bounds, and she always thinks of others and works tirelessly to lift up everyone around her. Please join me in wishing the junior member, the other member from Essex, a very special birthday.
Happy birthday, member. Member from Heartland.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to remind members that tonight is opening night for our Farmers Night series, a State House tradition that goes back over 100 years. That will be right here in the House chamber at 7:30. And performing this evening is the Upper Valley Community Band. This performance is a special treat for me because I actually play in the band. When I moved to Vermont, I was really taken how our rural communities have retained their local traditions and celebrations. One example is through music, the concerts in the park and parades that still exist in towns across northern New England. That will be the flavor of this evening's performance. The band presents its own concert twice each year and will be playing music from our recent winter concert. The band is regularly invited to play at other New England concert venues and also plays all summer long for numerous parades and events across the Upper Valley. There are about 40 members in the band from a huge geographic area in Vermont, New Hampshire. So you good chance you have a constituent in the band. So come out and enjoy an evening of band music.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Lowell.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yesterday, I had mentioned the Sportsman's Caucus is going to meet for the first time tomorrow in the Pavilion. It's going to be in room 270. New news that our new Commissioner of Fish and Wildlife, Andrea Shortsleeves, will be there. So come on over and introduce yourself.
Member from Williston.
One more caucus announcement, Madam Speaker. Tomorrow will be the first meeting of the Women's Caucus, and we'll be meeting at noon in the Pavilion, also on Zoom. It'll be primarily an informational and organizing meeting, and I believe there will be soup and bread provided by the honorable member from South Burlington.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Hartford.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Many of us are familiar with the proposed cuts to some of our crucial healthcare services in Vermont in response to tight budgets, including an inpatient psychiatric unit and dialysis clinics across the state. It is perplexing how this can be the case while the salaries of the CEOs of these hospitals keep rising. There is one instance reported that there was a bonus of the tune of $500,000, which could be enough to sustain perhaps a psychiatric unit, keep that open. So if this hierarchy of budget priorities concerns you, please join a tripartisan group of our colleagues, healthcare workers, AFT Vermont, and a representative from the office of Senator Bernie Sanders as we unveil a bill that would task the Green Mountain Care Board to moving healthcare resources to the front lines of patient care amidst the deepening healthcare crisis, and develop a maximum salary ratio between the highest paid executive administrators and the lowest paid direct care providers, and require more salary transparency in hospital reporting. This press conference will take place in the Cedar Creek Room tomorrow at noon. Hope to see you there.
Are there any further announcements? The chair has one. Members, just a reminder that we have a briefing from the administration here in the chamber at 3:45. So please, if you can get here and be in your seats at 3:40 so we can start on time, it'd be very much appreciated. Are there any further announcements? Seeing none. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to adjourn until Thursday, January 23rd at 3 p.m.?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion this body stand in adjournment until Thursday, January 23rd, 2025 at 3 p.m.
Member from Poultney moves that we adjourn until Thursday, January 23rd at 3 p.m. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and this body stands in adjournment until